Comes as the NYPD appears to be stepping up its investigation here in New York City and also down south across state lines in Atlanta, Georgia. A new at 10 video of the suspected killer pacing outside the Midtown Hotel from NYPD just moments before he shot Thompson.
Eyewitness News reporter Reagan Medji is in Central Park for us this morning, where crews are back searching the area near the Bethesda Fountain. Reagan, have you seen the dive teams out there so far yet?
We have seen a couple of police units on scene, and it does look like the dive team could be getting everything together. What they're focusing on is that pond behind me. This is near the Bethesda Fountain, and the reason they're looking in that pond is to see if they can find any evidence. Now, the biggest piece of evidence is the weapon used in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
I don't think it's in there.
Some doubt as the NYPD scuba team re-enters the pond near Bethesda Fountain for a third day. They're hoping to find evidence tied to the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last Wednesday. Newly released video from the NYPD shows the suspect lingering across the street from the Hilton Midtown, waiting. Thompson comes out of the hotel, and that's when the suspect crosses the street and opens fire. But for Cody Clark, who frequents Bethesda Fountain during his pre-dawn runs, he's not convinced the NYPD is looking in the right area.
I'm out here every morning, and he was on an e-bike. I know he ended up over there, but to go down on an e-bike, there's usually at least 5 to 12 people out there at a time. It's very rare that I'm by myself down there. So I would think somebody is out of place if there's an e-bike down there. So somebody saw him on an e-bike and saw him throw something in there. Then I think they would have been looking in there earlier.
Police are honing in on this pond after finding a backpack believed to belong to the shooter nearby. It was discovered on Friday as NYPD sent hundreds of officers to search for evidence. The backpack was carefully removed by an excavator to make sure there were no explosives inside, and also to remove some of the surrounding area in case there was extra DNA evidence on the ground. Inside the backpack, a change of clothing and Monopoly money.
Looking at the timeline that he was up on the Upper West Side at 7 o'clock, and the shooting occurred at 6:44 in the morning. That's a very tight timeline to stop at the band shell, hide the bag, get off an e-bike, go down there and come back. And just, leave the e-bike here? I feel like somebody would notice that there was just an e-bike sitting there.
Also being released, new images from over the weekend of the alleged gunman inside a cab taken Wednesday after the shooting, according to investigators. Former NYPD Deputy Commissioner John Miller weighs in on where the investigation is now.
There's a print taken off the cell phone that they found during on the route that he fled from the murder. They have that print. That print's been run through AFIS. No record has popped saying this guy is a convicted criminal or arrested felon.
So where is this alleged shooter? That's the big question. So police know that it seems as he left the city 45 minutes after the shooting, hopped on a bus. Now, there are tip calls coming in from across the country. The FBI is now involved, but an area where a lot of tip calls are coming in, specifically Atlanta, Georgia. So the NYPD has members down in Atlanta right now doing the investigation there as well. We're live here inside Central Park in front of Bethesda Fountain, where dive units will be inside that pond momentarily. Reagan Medji, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Reagan, thank you. President-elect Donald Trump